Hi everyone, so now we will learn that how we can use useEffect hook for unmount lifecycle methods. So first question could be there like what is the meaning of unmounting? Unmounting simply means whenever we are hiding a component from UI, that time we can say that component is unmounted. Even I already create the last video like how we can show, hide or toggle a component, or you can say that how we can unmount a component. We learned in the last video link is given in the description box. Second question you can ask, like if component is hide from our UI, hidden from UI, then why we have to call useEffect on unmounting phase? Because if component is already hidden, then what is the purpose of just calling a hook or calling a lifecycle method there? I'll tell you, because there is actually a deep and detailed logic there. So just allow me some few minutes. I'll tell you that why we need unmount lifecycle methods. So first of all, we will make component and we will make just toggle it like hide and show on a button press. After that we will apply useEffect, and then I'll tell you why we need a unmount lifecycle method. This is really important because it can save the lots of memory, it can just improve your application speed, even it can improve the battery life of mobile in some cases, right? How? I'll tell you. So this is our code editor and I'll write code inside the app.js, right? So let me just create a button first. I'm putting the title, let's say toggle, and I need to import it before, otherwise it will give error. Button, perfect. So guys, if you want to know in detail like how we can hide and show component, then you can watch our previous video. Even I'm telling the same thing in this video, but I'm not explaining it, right? So I need a component now, so I'm just creating a const, let's say student, and let's return something there. Let's take a view, then text, and let's say student. You can write something there, and after that you can just add some style also, color red, font size 30. Right, so let's just bring this component in UI, and here we go. You can see that. So how we can toggle it? So for that, let's take a state const show and set show. Use state we can use, by default value could be true, and now on press event, and on that on press event we will just update our state that will be opposite of the current scenario. If the value is true, then it will make it false. If the value is false, then it will make it true. And if show is true, if the show state value is true, then show student, otherwise just put there false. By default this is true, it should visible, and if I'm just clicking on a toggle, it should hide. Perfectly working fine. So now the next thing is how we can just call useEffect on a unmount, right? Because we already learned about mounting, so I'm not going to discuss it again and again. So here you can see that so let me just create a callback function, and let me just write here let's say use effect. So if you will just create a simple useEffect hook, then keep in mind it will work only whenever your component will mount, right? So I'm just hiding it. If I'm unmounting it, it will not working. If I'm again mounting it, it is working, right? Let's check it again. Unmounting, hiding it from UI, not working. Mounting it, again showing it to no UI, working. But that actually we don't want. We want its opposite. We want to call this useEffect on unmounting. For that, what you need to do, just return a function from there like this, that, and after that you can simply just bring a console.warn or whatever you want to write, right? So just use effect on unmount and like this, right? So I am just hiding it over there and it will call. Perfect. And it will now not call on mounting phase. So if I'm just displaying it, note this is console is not there. Again hiding it and console will be there. So this is the basically unmounting, how we can call a use effect with the unmounting phase. Perfectly fine. But what is the use of it? We don't know the use, because what will do that if component is hide, we cannot call any logic there, we cannot call any API there. So what is the benefit of this unmounting lifecycle method? Let me show you. So let's say you are using a time interval in your application, right? In your component specifically, it could be, let's say, set time or set interval, right? And let's call it just after 2 seconds. Let's just after every 2 seconds. And warning there something, let's say console.warn and putting there timer. Okay, all right. So now just displaying this component, and you can see that timer is there. Timer is printing. If I'm just hiding it, this closing this warning, then it will again appear within 2 seconds, right? Because 2000 millisecond means 2 seconds. That's perfectly fine. We don't have any issue. But issue is there if I am just hiding this component, this timer will still there. Here you can see that still this is working. Now you may have a question, why this is still working if component is hidden? Because this is written in the student component and student component is hidden from, this is hidden from UI, or you can say that unmount from UI. Reason being, in JavaScript, because React Native, React both are the primarily using JavaScript, right? So in JavaScript, whenever we are using these special functions or special call APIs, these are not database API and all, but the normal JavaScript APIs, like set interval, set timeout and all, they are actually working in a background. If you will just hide the component or the code from UI, they will still work in the background. And we must have to remove them whenever we are just hiding our component, because let's say we just call a API there inside there, right? It will just making a network request from server to just getting data and all, and it will just carrying some states and some variable also. So let's say every request taking just 100 KB, for example, and let's say we just keep this set interval as it is. So after opening your application once, this set interval will work 24/7 in your application. It will just consume your data, or you can say customers' data, consume memory, consume even battery and all. To save all of these things, we must have to clean this set interval before leaving this component, right? How we can do that? With the help of unmounting lifecycle method. All right. So here you can see that we just return here. So for now, let's take a timer variable, right? And you can see that it will still work. Again, if this is hidden or visible, it will still working there, right? This is still working, you can see that. So what you can do there, just carry this timer inside the use effect, because this is only called, this statement will only call once our component will unmount. Then simply we don't need even these brackets also. So just simply use their function clear interval and pass your timer there like this. So whenever your component will unmount, this clear interval will be called, and this interval is also closed, and it will never call the extra APIs when your component is not visible and all, right? So Still you can see that this timer is on there because student is visible, student component is visible, and I am just hiding it like this. And now you can see there is no console at all because this is cleaned whenever our component is unmounted. So that's all for this part. I hope this video is very informative to you, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you still have any query, question, you can ask me in the comment box, and this is my Paytm number for donation. It will work with the Paytm, Google Pay, and Phone Pay also. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.